brown cow. Boom. That's right, everybody. If you ever wanted to know the answer to the question, what is the sexiest farm animal? Brown chicken, brown cow. Brown chicken, brown cow. No. Okay, that was a good joke. Whatever, it's fine. Be a hater if you want to. I don't care. It's not my fault you don't like life. It's fine. Whatever. You don't have to enjoy life like I do. It's your prerogative. Hello, JB Motorsport. Hey, just a blue guy. Thank you, Megan. Somebody appreciates my humor, gosh. Thank you very much. Hey there, just a blue guy. JD Zone. Welcome, everybody. Come on in, team. Welcome, friends, to a happy Thursday. Come on in. Come on in, team. As folks gather. Bring it in, dear friends. Bring it in. All right. So the question is, what? Dolores, hello, darling. What is going to be our main topic of discussion? That's the question that everybody's asking right now. That's the question you're asking. And wondering, pondering. How is Jeremiah going to make my day better, brighter, more interesting? I have no answer. I don't know. We're going to find out. It's a mystery. So let's go on this little road journey together, team. All right. Hope everybody's had a good day. I just got done filming. It's funny. Lewis says, hush everyone, my show's on. I love that was actually a real thing back in the day. Or is that still a thing? Do people have like an aunt or a grandmother or something who still is like, shh, my shows are on. Honey, I'm watching my shows. Like, do they even make soap operas anymore? Do they still make General Hospital and The Days of Our Lives and, yep, she has a schedule. That's hilarious, Dolores. Sorry, Dolores, I was just reminded of the great Seinfeld episode. Seinfeld had some bangers. And I don't know why Dolores, just because it's like we know not to call her at certain times. Annie, and you know which. Interesting. Well, either way, wonderful to have you with us, Annie. Great to see you. But I'm reminded of the great episode of Seinfeld where he couldn't remember her name, and he just remembered that it rhymed with a part of female anatomy. And he was going like, what was this gal's name? What was it? Mulva? So stupid. So stupid. And of course in the end, Dolores, I remember now. Dolores. Oh, God. Memories. Hello. And how it was. Hello, Mr. J. Hello, Mr. Voodoo Von Stoll. Just vibing. You should do a Kramer ASMR. I don't even know how I would do a Kramer. I don't know what I would do. Like, what would that even be? An amazing character, don't get me wrong. I just have no idea what I would even do to begin that. And yeah, Herb. I think we're going to actually play a little Blackjack today. I think Kramer was too loud. But yeah, you know. Anyway. What am I setting on mic? I have like so many mic cords. I have to run mics everywhere. Hopefully they're not smashing you guys. But anyway, yeah, we will do a little live Blackjack. Because I haven't done it in a long time. I don't know when the last time I did live Blackjack was, but it was it was a minute ago. So yeah, we should be able to do a little gaming here, probably in about like 20 minutes. So we'll probably do live blackjack during like the middle hour of our. So we'll do like a half hour in the front, and then some live blackjack, and then we'll do like a half hour on the back end for any like questions or just general chitty chat shenanigans. All right, team, sound good? All right, rockin'. How was Burning Man and the wedding, Annie? It was awesome. Hey there, Squarehead. And LaCoy. Lewis asks, are there any Halloween role plays coming up? You know, traditionally, I've done a Poe reading for Halloween. I might do a Halloween something. I got the idea. Somebody said, I forget the character. It's the person from Scream. I might do like, get one of those masks and do like, somebody said like a haircut as that character. Maybe I'll do that for Halloween. I don't know. Something like that. Or, yeah, maybe I'll do like a haircut because I have the same knife. It's that, I have Ghostface. Thank you, Megan. It's no 73. Thank you for following. I have the same knife. It's a 6-inch buck hunting knife. Okay, it's very common. You can buy them at like at any Walmart in America, basically. And I have that same knife, and so I could pretend to like cut your hair with, as Ghostface, with the proper knife. So I'm just saying, I might do that. It's food for thought. It's actually a good idea. Look at you coming up with things. Look at you. Not just a pretty face. Don't let anybody think. Shh. Hey, look at me. Not just a pretty face, you. Appreciate it. Emma, hello. How you doing? First job tomorrow for me, so trying to relax a bit. Thanks for helping. Well, Emma, may I ask, what is your first job? That's a really big deal. First of all, massive congratulations. First job's important, and it's also not important. Remember that. Your first job is both important and not important. 99.99999% of the time, you're not going to stay in whatever your first job is. You're going to do other things. But it's important that you, at a young age, at least I believe firmly, this is personal belief, everybody should get a job when they're 16. Period. And I mean that. Everybody should go get a job. You should go work. I worked at a Pizza Hut. You should go work at a Baskin Robbins. You should go do some stupid job somewhere. And just so you learn how to show up, deal with people, deal with it, learn how to like be a useful employee so that you move on to the next thing. But I think like basically, if I had my way, all you kids would be working. No, but seriously, I think basically everybody should get a job when they're 16. Just so they can start to get their toe wet. Just see what it feels like. Emma, front of house bar work. Oh, I've done that job. I've been a host before. I've done everything in a restaurant except for cook. So I've been a host, been a bartender, been a waiter, been a busboy, been a dishwasher. I've been an expediter. I've been on Expo. I think I've done every job except for I've never been a manager. But good for you. It's a good experience. Good for you, Emma. Sammy Hammy asks, very interesting questions over here on YouTube. Sammy Hammy, 2009. What's up, Sammy? Asks, what do you think your worst and best day of your life? Also, I love your video so much. Thanks, Sammy. It's an interesting question, and I wonder if they're the same day. Alice, South Africa, Tsumi, Kumalo. Man. Ooh, a full cigar shop video. That'd be interesting, maybe. Lewis, I want to answer Sammy Hammy's question, like best and worst day of your life. That's an interesting question. Lewis asked a question about our dear friend Atlas ASMR. He's doing great, to my knowledge. I haven't spoken to him in a few months, but the way he described it to me is he just said that he did what he wanted to do with an ASMR. He wanted to make some like cinematic, cool stuff, and he kind of did what he wanted to do. And he's a professional videographer, so he has another, he's a full-time job, and I think he really enjoys doing that as well. So I think that's what he told me anyway, and he just he did what he wanted to do. And, after a couple of years in the pandemic, he went on to do something else. So that's what happened to Atlas. Still doing great from what I understand. But boy, best day and worst day. Well, what would be like the worst day? And what would be the best day? Boy, it's an interesting question to ponder. I've been very blessed that I've never had like specific horrific tragedy. Okay. Por ejemplo, for example. Por ejemplo. My parents are still alive. Okay? That's great. My brother's still alive. We've had a couple close calls. Me, him, and I. Too many times. And I've definitely flipped the coin with my brother like 4 or 5 times in the mountains, and we won. The coin flipped and we won the coin toss. But we've done that like 4 or 5 times, and I don't want to do that anymore. I'm good. I don't want to fall into crevasses anymore. I don't even think I'd want to even climb Mont Blanc, right? That might actually be fun. I don't know. That might actually be kind of fun. I might do mountaineering again, but just safer. We did it. We were so young. So young. It's so weird to think, like, it is weird to think that the first time I went to Europe for 2.5 months with my brother was 1997. In the summer of 1997. So I was 16. Crazy, man. He was 19. He's 2.5 years older than I am. So I was 16. And we had a hell of a trip, man. And as I've told this story many times, like, one of the things on that trip was climbing Mont Blanc. We did it in blue jeans. So silly. Blue jeans are known as death cloth in the mountains because if they get wet, cotton. I wish I was a teen in the 90s. It was an interesting time, Voodoo. I'm not gonna lie. Everything. Oh, Big Boy asks, am I gonna play Grand Theft Auto 6 when it comes out? I've never even played Grand Theft Auto 1, so I don't have a PlayStation or whatever it's played on, so no, I'm probably not gonna play GTA 6. Looks like an amazing game, though. I'm sure if you did Mont Blanc right, it would seem boring. It's still a pretty exciting climb, though, Megan. That's the thing. Like, no matter what, you still have to go. You have to go under like the Bergschrund, and you got to climb that steep section. Like I said, like that bottleneck, you got to get up and over that. Even if it was, even if we did it right, like with the gear and everything, it's still no joke. Like, Mont Blanc is no joke. Yeah, but it would be better. Anyway, the things we did as children. Of course, Megan, of course. Megan's saying that my wife is pointing out to me, and I gotta look into this, because maybe it's very true, that I have been taking things often not as joke, but as like attack. So I'm reading a lot of situations these days as not coming from a place of what's the word I'm looking for? Good faith. It feels like in the last few months, maybe, especially, I've gotten much more like it's like assuming that the person is attacking me. Yeah, like defensive. Like I'm like instead of assuming that Megan is like on my team and just like making a joke with me, I'm taking it like you and I just have like a what maybe that's a me thing, man. Like I think it's I don't know. There's something to look into. Yeah, that's the thing, Megan. It's like, I'm sure you are. Again, I'm simply pointing out that my wife has pointed out to me, like recently, like yesterday, and like recently, that I'm like assuming that she's attacking me rather than be on my team. Now, and God, look at me, boy, ego. I can totally justify it. Saying, well, this time, and this time you came at me like super, super, super mean, so I'm just like, whatever, bro. Own it, Jeremiah. Own it. Full ownership. I'm doing good. I'm actually getting more sassy. Please, Vicky, no, please. Hanging in there, DMG, hanging in. As Doki Vera said, you might want to dig into the psychology of that. That's the thing, Voodoo. Exactly, my friend. There's something there. Why would you get it together? Thank you, Annie. Yeah, thank you, Dolores. I don't know. That's something to look into, though. For sure. Something to look into. Let me go back over to YouTube comments for a second and check in over there. Lewis. He's steep. My father passed away. I'm so sorry, Lewis. That's brutal. Ever since then, it's been meditation and never mind off things. Thank you very much, Lewis. I try, man. I try. Big shout out to you, bro. Respect. Respect, man. Alexis Vega, thank you very much. Very kind of you to say. I don't know. Sammy Hammy. I would tell you what my worst day is, but I don't know if it's allowed on YouTube. But your best day is meeting my girlfriend last month. That's great. That's great. I love you. I love that. And thank you, Justin. I appreciate it, bro. Fun that I don't like that person. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? I get ribbing. I love bull busting. And Megan and I have a very long history of ball busting. So why am I now taking it more personally for some reason? Like I'm assuming bad faith rather than assuming good faith. Anyway, something I gotta look into, something we gotta work on. Have I ever done a DVD collection video? I don't think so. Honestly, though, you know what's crazy, Steep? Keep it appropriate, man. Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah, exactly. Steep, a DVD video. You know what's crazy? I gave away, I had a a plastic bin full of DVDs. And I put them out on the street. Because I just don't watch DVDs anymore. You know what I mean? I don't watch DVDs anymore. And, yeah, it was very weird getting rid of them. Because I remember buying them and being like, oh my god, you know. I had like one, for example. Thank you, Megan. I had one, for example, that was, like a Rounders and Swingers like collection DVD, and I remember buying that at Best Buy and being like, oh my god, Rounders and Swingers? These are like two of my favorite movies ever, you know? And I used to too, Annie. I used to as well. And man, I just realized that I just hadn't watched a DVD in like 2 or 3 years. And the thing is, it was weird. What was really weird was when I went back and watched some DVDs. They were way worse quality than the stuff you stream now, because everything I stream is like, you know, in like 4K, and DVDs are in like, they look like they're 720p, man. Like, I don't know the last time you watched a DVD on a big screen, like 65 inches or larger. It didn't look good. I was like, what is up with this quality, man? So I realized, like, yeah, I'm just giving in to the overlords of the cloud, because it's so much more convenient. New Joker therapist from Miwosh. Well, I'll tell you what, Miwosh, maybe one of these days I'll do it. Cora Gray, I had to start collecting shows on DVD because we remove from streaming sites so often. Maybe, Cora. What shows are you watching? It's really funny. My wife right now has got a hang on, so what's this? The getting is in the general zeitgeist amongst the world today. We're all being exposed to misdeeds and hedonism. Doesn't help. Listen, alternate creation. It doesn't help, bro. You're right. You know, that's also very true. So maybe I'm just kind of reacting to all of the world right now, which is tough. You know, I'm not gonna focus on that because this is too heavy and too sad. But yeah, DVD is 480p. No, it's not even 720p. That's hilarious. But that's kind of what it felt like, Blukester. That's what it felt like, bro. And yeah, Core, but I'm curious, like, what I was going to say, my wife, she, we'll do like Blackjack here in like 7 minutes. My wife, is really getting into Bewitched, which is hilarious. So she's like, dude, it's really cute. And I kind of watched a little bit of it. I have to say, it was a cute show. And it's just funny how, like, because my wife likes to have, she uses old shows, like ASMR. So, like, she's been, like, watching stuff to fall asleep to, like TV shows. But she'll always watch the same show, like Bob's Burgers, or Psych, or Parks and Rec, or just some show that, you know, that she's seen many times before. So she's not actually watching it or listening to it, but it kind of puts her to sleep in the background. And so, and we used to do that, like Rick and Morty. We used to always watch Rick and Morty at night. And when anyway, she's on this Bewitched kick right now, which is funny, man. Yeah, it's a cute show. It's up there, Brennan. And 720 or 1080 being interlacive. And exactly, everything that Kelly Gaming's saying is true. So you basically have like 5 levels of definition. There's like the old stuff, like the old cathode ray tube stuff. And then there's like the first HD, okay? When things we're talking about HD was 720, okay? 720 pixels on a thing. And then full HD was 1080, right? So 300 and change more, 280 and change more, right? Pixels. So we went 720 to HD, which was 1080p, okay? And then you had like Ultra HD, which is like 2K, 2000, and then like 4K is 3000, 3200 pixels. Okay? They call it 4K for some reason. I don't know why. But it's 3200 pixels and change on a thing. So you go, so it's, 7 times 5. So it's like 5 times higher resolution than original HD monitors. So that's 4K. And then, like DMG is saying, 8K is on the way. They make 8K monitors, however, and TVs. However, I don't think there's any content for it yet. Like, it wouldn't do any good because nobody is broadcasting in 8K right now. So I don't think it would do any good at the moment. Maybe soon though. I don't know. Dolores, I Dream of Jeannie though, she said that one's like way weirder because I Dream of Jeannie, the genie is like literally like his like slave. It's like she's like master, and it's like, I don't know if I Dream of Jeannie comports as well to now. That's what this, according to Megan. I don't know. That's what she was saying. She was saying like, some shows kind of hold up, like Casablanca, for example. Casablanca holds up even today. Okay, go watch that movie. It's brilliant. Not all old films hold up. What's that one amazing clip? Oh my God. There's a movie, and it's literally this guy, like, bends over the wife and spanks her, and the kid's like, gee, Daddy, why are you hitting Mommy? And he's like, well, Timmy, sometimes I hit your mother to let her know that I love her. And she's like, looks back and smiles like, yeah, honey, see, I did. And it's just like, what? Like, dude, like, wow, like that did not hold up. You know what I mean? Like, and it was a real movie from like the 50s in black and white, and it was just like, what message are you possibly sending? And the way it was done, it was just so much like, yeah, sometimes your father hits me because I didn't do something right. Tee hee hee. And I was like, are we victim shaming? What is going on here? I don't think this. Yeah. Very strange. I wonder what movie that was. Nuts, dude. Nuts. Let's see, MKBHD. And waiting to release. What's MKBHD? I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Ready to release. That's cool though. Nice. It was a wild era. It was a different time. It was a very different time. 100%. Let's see. We're on YouTube. You like the bartending? Thanks, Sammy. Those are fun to do. I should probably do another one. I need to do another bartending video. It's been a long time. Like 4 years. It's crazy. But collecting Blu-rays is an option. They are better than streaming. See, Lukester, I don't think they're better than streaming, bro. I'm serious. The only thing that's cool about Blu-rays was like all the behind-the-scenes stuff you got. You don't get that on the streaming, so I do like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like when you stream modern stuff, 4K TV. We have a big TV. I have a one of those Samsung, 85-inch Samsung TVs. Bro, when I tell you it looks beautiful, it looks beautiful. Like, man, and that's the thing too, where it's like, do you want to go? Sounds like McClintock. That's awesome. Steve Kilowatt. A movie called like McClintock. That sounds like the right name too. But like, why, you don't want to go to the theater that much anymore. Because, like, dude, home viewing is really good. And I got the Samsung surround sound to go with it. Just saying. Yeah, and DMG, yeah, the 50s and the 60s had like views, and the 70s and 80s, they went the other way. Yeah, 100%. Cora. Hey, Cora. But collecting, I like a lot of random shows, but I have the Great British Baking Show. Of course you do, darling. Great British Baking Show is a classic. Early seasons, because Netflix lost the rights for the early season. I have The Good Place too, in case it gets taken off too. Although, you know, Cora would also, instead of collecting DVDs, what you may be better off doing is just getting a VPN. And that way you can watch all the stuff on Netflix that's like banned in Britain or vice versa. So, you know, food for thought. You may just be able to solve your problems with a VPN. Cora, watching old TVs when I was a kid is fun because they were so good, but now the quality looks awful. Also true, Cora. 8KT, they're always showcasing like 4 songs. Exactly, Luxter. It definitely wasn't John Wayne. Steve Kilowatt. I know the actor. I know John Wayne. It wasn't John Wayne. Beth, I'm doing my A-levels this year. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Gunslinging Goose. Favorite band. Oh, too many. It's a mood thing. Again, like my top 5. Oh, Dolores. I haven't watched Fringe yet. I've been watching Lioness and other shows, but I haven't seen Fringe, but I am actually interested in watching Fringe. Fringe is good for like 1 episode. Listen, sometimes though, sometimes the pilot episode can be magical. Like, so maybe the pilot episode of Fringe is like amazing. It could be like the pilot episode for the show. Remember that movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper? Great movie. So they made a show out of it. I forget the actor's name. And the opening pilot was like insanely cool. The rest of the show is very good, and I really wish they would have continued it. But the pilot, like, they put some money into that pilot, and you could tell like it was beautifully edited and like beautiful. No other episode had that level of production quality in it. Just the pilot. But great show. Highly recommend. iPlayer, let's see, it's dodgy, but with a VPN using iPlayer without a TV license is usually untrackable. Fair enough. I never tried. I just heard. And Lukester. Amen, Lukester. Cardistry. Iskian. When's the next interrogation coming? Don't know, darling. Hopefully soon. Whenever I feel like being mean to you. Jake McDorman, that's right. Jake McDorman. He was great. Yeah, highly recommend. Especially that first episode. Alright, team. It is time to do an old classic live blackjack. Alright? So we're gonna dip away for a minute, and we're gonna come back and we'll play a few hands of some live blackjack for you. And then we'll come back at the end, and we'll chit chat it out, and who knows, maybe I'll sing a song or something. I don't know. Life's crazy. We'll find out. All right. Tomorrow's video, once I get it edited, theoretically is it's a guidance counselor. It's not quite an interrogation, but it's a guidance counselor video. So maybe that's up your alley. We'll find out. Okay. Blackjack starting soon. Be right back, team. Oh, what a big stretch. Alright, that looks kosher. Oh, this looks, hang on a second. This got moved. Let's pull that down like so. There we go. And so now I'm going to make this bigger. So I can actually read your comments here. Let's go this way. And this I gotta do. Well, if nobody redeems Binky, we'll do something else. We'll go back to just chatting. If nobody wants to play Blackjack, we'll figure it out. Alright? See what the vibe is. Alright, so if you're over on YouTube though, I think that should work. Okay. If you're over on YouTube and you would like to play, get past all my cords here. If you are on YouTube and you would like to play a little Blackjack, come on over to Twitch, where the action's at. Oh, I forgot to make the font bigger on this guy. 1 second, so I can read it. Because I'm reading the chat from literally across the room, which means text is very small. Let's go with this, then you get control. Plus. There we go. Okay. Okay, well, we'll see what happens if nobody redeems. If nobody wants to play, we'll do something else. It's funny how life can go in waves of popularity. And maybe people are just not that interested anymore. Alright, come on over, team. So if you want to play, come over to Twitch. I'm gonna move my chair. And come on over to Twitch if you're on YouTube and you want to play some live Blackjack with us. Alright? Okay. Well, let's see who's up first. Let's see. Discord. First players are going to be DMG Tags. You are up. DMG Tags. Followed by It's No 73. It's No 73. And Void 357. Void 357. What is today's date? Today is the 18th. 9/18/2025. Okay. Alright, so everybody's gonna have $300 in metaphorical chips. Okay. The black chips are 200s. Green chips are $25 chips. Orange chips here. These guys. Orange chips are $10 chips. The dark chips are $100 chips, and like I said, greens are $25 chips. So everybody has 300, and there's nothing actually at stake other than bragging rights and fun. So yeah, all right. So first up is going to be DMG Tags. DMG Tags. What would you like to start off with as your opening bet? Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yes. DMG bets 50. Okay, so we're betting 50 right here. All right, we'll put it right over there so you can see better. It's DMG. Followed by It's No 73. You're in the center position. So It's No 73. What is your opening wager? 25, all right, 25. And last but not least, over here, we're going to have Void 357. What is your opening wager, Void? 50, all right, here we go. 3 players. Good luck. Start off with a 5, 8, 10, 15, 18 versus our ace. Ooh. Would anybody like to start off by purchasing insurance? Now, what insurance is, it is a side bet. It's called a parlay bet. What you're betting is you're going to put up half of your amount. So if you bet $50, like here, you'd put 25, okay? And you're betting that this card here is a 10. This card's going to be a 10 and I have a blackjack. If it is a blackjack, it pays 2 to 1. So in other words, hypothetically, we put $25 here, okay? If this was a 10 card, this would pay 2 to 1, so you would win this much money. You win your bet plus this, which also happens to be the exact amount of your original bet, which you would lose. So what purchasing insurance does is it is a way of breaking even. Now, all professional gamblers will tell you never take the insurance, never take the parlay bets. In the long run, you're much more likely to lose if you're taking the parlay bets and the insurance. So, with that being said, would anybody like to purchase insurance now that you all know what it is? Going once, going twice. No insurance. It's not 21. Play on it. Actions back to DMG tags. You got a 10 against an ace. You got a 5. Book says you don't want to split those. You just want to hit those 5s and see what happens. Yeah, book says you just want to hit those 5s. But up to you. You can split them if you want. What do you want to do, DMG? When I say the book, you can hit. Yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about. 20. Excellent. All right, actions 2. It's no. 73. 15 against an ace. Book says hit. I'm going to follow the book. I'm going to hit. Oof, 15 busts. All right, and 18. Void. 357. The book recommends you stand, but what do you want to do, Void? You're going to stand. All right, and we have soft 14. Soft 14 becomes a 12. 12 becomes a, oof. Really? Really? That's a rough 21. Sorry, team. Everybody loses. This is why I don't gamble in real life. Pow. All right, DMG tags, you're back up, my friend. What is your second round of betting? DMG, round 2, fight. Well, I hope I can show you all why you shouldn't gamble. Well, not, and this is why we do this only for fun. Actions 2, it's no. What would you like to bet? $50 again, and for the first time. And how about Void? What do you want to bet? You got $1.50 left. 25. All right, here we go. 25. Here we get a ace. Ooh, 8. Jack. Do it. 14. 18. 20 versus my 5. Okay, actions back to DMG tags. What you want to do? You have a soft 14. Obviously, you want to hit, but I'll let you decide. Hey there, Barnaby. Great to have you with us. You too, Cyber Meme and Jacob. Much appreciated. We're going to hit that soft 14 and get a soft 15. You might as well hit it again. But I'll let you decide. I mean, you're going to hit. Right, here we go. Second amount. Yeah, there we go. Boy, what a weird hand. So, what do we have? 11, 16, 17. You have a soft 17, right? 11 plus 5, 6, 11 plus 6, soft. You have a soft 17. The book says hit. I don't know. What do you want to do? You're welcome, Bella. Thank you, darling. You're going to stand on soft 17. Okay, 18 is automatic stand. 20 is an automatic stand. And we have 15 ourselves. 15. Oh, 19. What a rude twat. So you do win, though. 25 wins. 18 loses. This loses. 17 loses. Rude. But hey, Void, you won. All right. Last round. Back to DMG. Final bets. What do you want to do? And again, if anybody is over on YouTube, all in, you got a DMG 150. If you're on YouTube and you would like to play with us, play live, you have to do it over on Twitch. Reason being, YouTube has like a 30-second delay, so it's too slow. Actually, so it's no 73. Sorry, it's no. What's your final wager, bud? Let me do this down a little bit more like this. There we go. There we go. All in as well. Okay. For 225 and void. All in, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on now. Come on. All right. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's see who wins. We get 6, Jack, King, 10, 13, 18 versus an 8. 10 against an 8. Actions to DMG. Of course, you're going to hit 10 hits and gets 21. Mwah, gorgeous. Actions over 2. It's no 73. 13 against an 8. It's no. Book says hit. What do you want to do? We're going to hit. Keep it less than a side or less. Ooh, 18. 18. I assume you're going to stand, but I'll let you say it. You're going to stand. And 18. I'm assuming void, you're going to stand. Yes, void. I understand. Okay, good. And we have 18. So we finish off with a push. A push, but a win over here, which means... Wait a minute. Does that mean you win? So you get 300 to you. You're back to even. And that's 275 and 225. So, DMG with a Herculean win on the end. DMG, you did it. You won. Bravo to DMG for breaking even in the end and walking away with the same amount they walked in with. Congratulations. But hey, win's a win. Your name goes on the wall, bro. Alright, next 3 players. Next 3 players are gonna be Killing Gaming, Cat Librarian, and Sneaky Beaver. Alright. Killing Gaming, lovely to have you back. Killing Gaming, Cat Librarian, and Sneaky Beaver, as opposed to those clumsy beavers. Sneaky Beaver. What's the opposite of sneaky? Like a bull in a china shop. You're not a sneaky beaver. You're a what? What's the opposite of sneaky? What's the opposite of sneaky? I don't know. Loud? The loud beaver? Maybe clumsy beaver? I don't know. The sneaky beaver. It's like a fun name for a bar. Like a British pub. I'm going to dine at the Sneaky Beaver. The Sneaky Beaver? I love that place. Got great shepherd's pie at the Sneaky Beaver. They does. Well, who knows? I hope they do. Okay, moving on. Killing Gaming. You are up, my friend. My darts and calls of the beavers. The batches. Nice. The stomping beavers. The stomping beaver. The sneaky beavers. Yeah. Killing Game. Hondo. Come out with salvo. Alright. And Cat Librarian also for a hundo. And speaking of the sneaky beaver, Fitty. Fitty to the beaver. Here we go, team. Good luck, everybody. We get a deuce. We get a 10. We get an 8. We get a 8. Jiggities. We're at 20. We get a 12 over there. And we have an 8 again. So, Killing Gaming. 8 on an 8. Book says hit. We're going to hit 8 hits and becomes a 10. Now, normally you would double down right now, but most casinos now don't let you double down after hitting, so you probably just want to hit. And we're going to hit Killing Gaming. Oh, how about a 20? We're going to stand. Now, for those that watched my Blackjack video, never split jacks, although, who knows, sometimes you win. So, Cat, darling, the book says stand. What do you want to do? You're going to stand. Okay. That's what you're supposed to do. 12 over 2 of the beaver. 12 against an 8. The book says hit. We're gonna hit. No 10, no monkey. Oof, the 10 came out. That's what you didn't want to see there. Unfortunate. And we have a 13 ourselves. 13 hits and becomes a 19. So, what do we have over here again? That's 10. That's 20 and 20. So they both win, though. Hey, that's a win. You get a win. You get a win. And the beaver, the sneaky beaver, wasn't so sneaky in the end. Sorry, sneaky beavers. All right, back to killing gaming. What's your wager, darling? $100 to the game, and to the librarian. 100 to the librarian, and to the beaver. 50 to the beav. Alright, 50 to the beav. Here we go. That's a little better. Here we go. Let's see what happens. And we get a tray. 6. Soft 14. 9. 16. Versus my tray. Actions back to killing gaming. 14. Book says hit, of course, but what do you want to do? Yeah, so if nobody wants to play, that's totally fine. We'll go back to normal ASMR, if you will. But if you'd like to play Blackjack, now would be the time to come on over to Twitch and redeem for 300 channel points. And you could too. And it's all free, don't worry. Yeah, anyway. Okay, Killing Gaming would like to double down. Ooh, alright. DD. You got it, bro. Soft 14 becomes a... Did you know that was a frickin' 7? How? I mean, congratulations, bro. 21, Jesus. Cat. Apparently, man. Well done, man. You felt that 7. Well done. Cat is gonna hit, and 9 becomes a 12. I don't like a 12. I think the book actually says you're supposed to hit, but you can go either way. You want to hit or stand, you just gotta avoid a 10 card, of course. Hit it again. All right, let's hit it. Keep it little. Boo. 16. Sneaky Beaver. Book says stand against a 3. But what do you want to do? You're going to stand. You're going to follow the book. Okay. 3 becomes 13 like it's supposed to. And 13 busts. There we go. So, 50 to the beeve. 2 hundo to the game. I see you, Killing Gaming. I see you, bro. I see you, baby. Shaking that ass. Shaking that ass. Alright. Next round. Fight. Actions back to final round. Killing Gaming. Got my day so well. Sorry. Sorry, Cat. Sorry. 250. Here we go. 250. Alright, Cat. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? 100 to the beef and 100 to the library. Here we go. Let's see what happens. We get a lady. We get a king. We get a 4. 20. 19. 14. Versus an 8 again. 20 is an automatic stand. 19 against an 8 automatic stand. Sneaky Beaver. Book says hit. What do you want to do? You're gonna hit him. Okay, let's keep it a 7 or less. 7 or less. Oof, the lady came out. That's not what she wanted. Alright, here we go. And we have 14. 14 becomes a bust. So, Cat, you took that one down. But here we go. 250. Killing Gaming is our big winner chicken dinner of the day. That is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $850. Well done, Killing Gaming. Basically tripling up to $850 in 3 hands. Bravo, darling. Bravo. Do we have enough for one more round is the question. Survey says, okay, we do. Jorge, Windrunner, it's Bunny, and Legend 12. You are up. Jorge, Windrunner, and it's Bunny. It's Bunny. And Legund, Legend. Legund 12. Legund. Exactly, Sneaky Beat. Well, yeah. You're counting cards. God bless you. Good luck. I'm not counting cards. But you may. You can do whatever you want. I have no idea what the count of the deck is right now. No clue. Okay. Let's see. That. There. Okay. Alright, here we go. Cyber meme. Okay. Jorge, my friend. The legend was taken. Legund. Alright, Jorge, you're up, my friend. You have 300 in chips. What would you care to do? Hundo to start. You got Jorge. Actions over 2. It's Bunny, followed by Legund. Legend. Bunny, what is your opening wager? 100. You got it, Bunny. And Legund. What is your opening wager? $100. Everybody's betting $100. Good luck, everybody. 3 players. First hand. Deuce. Queen. Jack. 6. 20. Versus an 8. It's like my 4th 8 in a row. Crazy. Actions 2. Jorge. 6 against an 8. Book obviously says hit. Let's see what happens. 6 becomes a 9. Obviously you said 9. 9 becomes a 14. Okay. So 14 against an 8. Book does say hit. What do you want to do here, Jorge? You got a 14 versus an 8. Hit it again. Alright. 14. Oh. 20. Stand. 20's not automatic stand. 20's not automatic stand. We have a 10. 10 becomes a 20. Everybody push. That's so lame. Everybody got 20. That's 4 20s on the table. 420. Seriously. Crazy. Push. Alright. Round 2. Zakharov. What's up, buddy? I'm a beast at it. Well, fair enough. Round 2. Fight. Alright, Jorge still leaves it out there for a hundo. Bunny and Legund. What do y'all want to do? Bunny and Legend. Under hundo. Okay, everybody's leave it out. Alright, letting it ride. Everybody's lets it ride. Here we go. Round 2. Fight. Deuce. 8. 9. 13. 20. Dude, this is like the 5th 8 I've had in a row. That's wild. That's getting creepy. 9 against an 8. Jorge. Book, of course, says to hit. 18. I assume you're going to stand. Jorge. Stand. Good, thank you. 13. It's Bunny. Its book says hit. What do you want to do? What do you want to do, Bunny? We're going to hit that 13, 8 or less. Ooh, how about a 20? Okay. 20 is an automatic stand, Legend, unless, I was trying to hate the number 8, right? Yeah, but 20 Legend is an automatic stand, okay? Unless you want me to hit for some reason. I can't imagine why. You got it. I mean, what if it's an ace? That'd be hilarious if it was. Ooh, 16. Okay, apparently 8 is my hand, and bust. All right, everybody won. Good stuff. So that's a hundo right there. That's a hundo to you, and that is a hundo to you. Okay, the table is warming up finally. And round 3 fights. Jorge. $1.50. $1.50. Alright. Let's put this over. Let's cheat it over there even more. Okay, there we go. It's easier. Okay. And it's bunny, hundo, and $1.50 over here. Alright, here we go. Good luck, everybody. We got a deuce. 8, 9, 7, 15, 20 again. Versus my 10. Oof. Alright. Well, this is one of those tragedies, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But thank you, Bama Marine. Great to see you, bro. So unless we get 3 redeems very shortly, Blackjack will be ending after this game. Yeah, that little sneaky sumbitch did that. So everybody loses. Boo. Boo. Everybody lost. Stupid dealer. But that does mean that the winner, of this round is Bunny. Bunny, you broke even. Everybody else has $2.50. Bunny has $300. So once again, Bunny, by breaking even, has won. Bravo, Bunny. Bravo. Well done, Bunny. Thank you, Icarus on Mars. So kind of you to say. So kind of you. And I guess if nobody else wants to play, I'll go back to doing normal, just chatting ASMR, if you will. Just chatting ASMR. Survey says, let me see. Well, okay, well, that was fun. We'll do something else now. Back to normal chatting. It's me. Nose is down, and I'll be right back. Be right back. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Wiggle this in. Yeah, oh, thank you. Yeah, sorry. OF DAG. Of DAG. Yeah, anyway, I'm back. 18. We make this size normal again. There we go. Done. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. And nice. Nice, nice, nice. Very cool, very cool. Okay. So, back to our regularly scheduled program. Yeah, hopefully the mic issue will be now perfectly solved. The audio will be magical. Oh yeah, we can do some redemptions, Binky. Yeah, let's put some redemptions on. I haven't done those in a minute. So if you would like a specific trigger request, you can now use your channel points to redeem specific trigger requests if that's something you would like to do. I think that's only possible, though, again, over on Twitch. So if you're on YouTube, nothing wrong with being on YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. However, it's simply not quite as quick. So, yeah, we do the main stuff over here on not a trigger, however. Salud, Jorge. Gracias, my friend. Delicious. Yeah, I think we'll watch some of the game Megan. Hey there, Steep. Good to have you back, buddy. Yeah, but tonight's game's weird. It's the Dolphins. Thanks, Jack. I appreciate it, man. Thanks. I'm glad you like those. I like making them. I'm glad you enjoy the measuring videos. I like making the measuring videos. I'm almost afraid now. I mean, the problem is now they're like, I'm trying to think of what else I can do with them. I feel like I'm just doing the same thing, which is fine, I guess, you know. But it's like I'm just going like, do people want to see the same thing? Or do they want to see something, you know? I'm wondering. I'm worrying about my channel right now. I mean, all channels kind of go in ebbs and flows, right? But like I've slowed down a touch, mostly because I was gone a lot the last month. So, you know, that's kind of to be expected. But I'm going like, you know, do I need to be more creative? Probably. Creativity is a weird thing, though. It's weird. I was talking about this with Megan yesterday, and it's just like, it's so funny how, you know, on the one hand, it sounds very easy. It's like, dude, Jeremiah, all you have to do is turn the camera on and film stuff, and like, you know, when you just film like 4 blackjacks in a row, and then go do that, and then do something else, and it's like, it doesn't work like that. Well, blackjack would, but other videos, like I have to like get into like the vibe of the thing I'm doing, and it's so funny. Well, I'm very curious to see how tomorrow's video does, because no, I don't want to say anything. No, I'm not gonna say anything. I'll simply remind people. I'll simply remind people of this. If you want to be a content creator, hey Erie, Star-Lord, what's up, buddy? If you want to be a creative, sort of channel, become a YouTuber, whatever, the most important thing you can do, I think, is to put out content. Now, you want to put out good content that represents your channel and so forth, right? Of course. And you just have to put stuff out there, because in the end, you just don't know what's gonna stick. You know, like when I did my first Edna mode, I was like, this will be like, part of my audience will really like this. But I thought it was going to be like this niche part of my audience. Like maybe like a quarter of my audience is going to be like, dude, Edna mode's hilarious. I love Edna mode. But no, Edna mode blew up, right? I had no idea. So that's what I mean, where it's like, thank you, Cora, where, you know, I've often had feelings about certain videos, like, oh my god, like this video, I love this video. This is a great video. This is gonna be my, you know, my banger, and it'll just like be like, womp womp womp. Like it'll do okay, but like, womp, and then I'll do something weird, something random, where like Edna mode, for example, and it blows up. I'm just like, what? I had no. Okay. But then when I feel like and thank you, Steve. I love Fred. Fred's a great guy. I only worked with him once though. I keep Atlas. Speaking of Atlas had a great idea. He's like, bro, you should do a collab with Fred's voice, and like I need to be Obi-Wan. Like I do it pretty good. Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi. I do a pretty good Ewan McGregor voice. It's this weird affect that he does, because Ewan, as many of you know, is Scottish, but when he does an American accent, he puts on this weird kind of mid-Atlantic thing, where he's doing an American accent, but it sounds weirdly stilted. Ewan. But yeah, and then him be like Count Dooku or something, or I don't know. Then I gotta come up with a script though, and like, what do you want to do, Fred? But that would be fun though. I should reach out to Fred. He's a good dude. And he loves Star Wars. He's obsessed with Star Wars stuff. I should get but what I should also do is get a proper robe. I need to go buy some kind of like Jedi Obi-Wan looking brown robe, right? Or else I could go buy a piece of brown fabric. No, it should be like tailored sort of. I should find like some brown cloak so I could play Obi-Wan, and then Fred can be whoever he wants. I gotta figure out what's the pitch, which way do I want to go. But I should reach out to Fred. I haven't collabed in so long, dude. I haven't collabed in so long. I was offered to do a fun collab too with he does Deadpool. What's his name? I'm blanking on him. ASM artist. He does a good Deadpool. Not Casual. What's his name? Anyway, Completely Casual? Is he the one? I forget. Anyway, he had asked if I would do a collab with him for a Deadpool, and I wanted to, but I was like busy, and it just didn't work out. So I was like, I never unfortunately never submitted my video for it. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, but I gotta reach out. I just gotta reach out to Fred Nick, bro. People have been telling us we need to collab for a long time. Let's collab, bro. Let's make some cool stuff. I think we could do some fun things. Same with Cat Bailey. I had a fun idea, like doing a Western thing. Like, what would we do though? Some kind of like, it is Completely Casual. Nice, thanks, Megan. Some kind of Western thing with Cap. Cap has all like, he's got all the cool stuff. Cap's got all like some very cool Western costumes and like cool like Western stuff and like Western guns and like old 6-shooters and things. I wonder if I could do something with Cap. What we would do. Anyway, food for thought. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I love Cap. JoJo too, dude. I would love to. I love that a bunch of ASM artists. Sweet dreams, Jorge. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me, man. I really appreciate it, bro. Thanks for coming and playing little cards with us. Sweet dreams. But yeah, I love that a bunch of ASM artists flew down to Australia. Like Celine ASMR, the ASMR Ryan, Dido ASMR, and like 4 or 5 others flew to Australia to check out JoJo's like $100,000 ASMR studio, and like that's really cool, man. I was like, bro, that's really neat. So if ever I do go to and he lives there now. That's awesome. Does Celine? She's in Canada, right? I thought she was Canadian. And I know Ryan lives here in Los Angeles. So, yeah, a lot of people like flew to Australia to be in that. Which, dude, that'd be fun. It's a great excuse to fly to Australia, and then yeah, there's like so much behind all that. Like, don't be fooled by it. Ooh, wait. Are you telling me there's some juicy goss? Whoa. Megan. Are you telling me there's some juicy gossip around like trickery or like tomfoolery? Ooh. I want to hear that juicy goss. I want to hear that juicy goss. I want to hear that juicy goss. What is the craziness surrounding that creepy story? I want to hear the juicy goss. Although, I do want to hear the juicy goss. Maybe we should take that offline because I don't want to be telling stories out of school. Because I like JoJo. I like Ryan. I like Selene. They're sweet people. I don't want their good names to be besmirched because of something silly that I did. Because I like them. I think they're cool. I think they're good people. But although, see, here's what might be cool, right? What if I could fly to Australia and then write it off on my taxes? Be like, look, I literally flew to Australia to go film this thing at my friend's studio. So, this is technically a business trip. It's a write-off. I love that Always Sunny episode. It's a write-off. Like, I don't think you know what that means. What do you mean it's a write-off? You write it off. It's a write-off. Nah. But, you know, write-offs are nice. Do you guys have that? Oh, that was Schitt's Creek. Oh man, I thought that was Always Sunny. My bad. I'm sorry for confusing the two. Great show. I love Schitt's Creek. That's what I was gonna ask my friends across the pond, you Europeans. Does the phrase "it's a write-off" does that mean anything to you? Do you know what that means? So American taxes are weird, and what that is so let's use the Australia trip as a perfect example, okay? And let's assume, okay, that me flying to Australia with David, Eugene, and David go back with it's a write-off. Who's writing up? People write it off. I swear to God, though, Megan, dude, I swear to God, Always Sunny did it. I swear to God, Always Sunny did a write-off. I remember Vance DeGeneres being in the episode, the lawyer guy. I think Always Sunny did a write-off episode as well. Could be wrong. But anyway, I love both those shows. They're amazing. So let's say I go to Australia, and let's say, hypothetically, that trip for me and my wife cost $5,000, okay? So let's say that, you know, the cost of flying to Australia, getting a hotel, blah, 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 is, you know, is $5,000, okay? So then what I can then do is on my taxes. So, like, let's say, hypothetically, I made $50,000 last year, okay? So let's say I had $50,000 of taxable income, okay? What I could then do is I can say, oh, well, that $10,000 though, the $5,000 though, of Australia, I can take that out of my taxable income. So now, instead of being taxed on $50,000, I would only be taxed on $45,000. Okay, so that's all it is. That's all a write-off is. But I love how some people think like, oh, you can, you know, it's a write-off. Like, it doesn't matter. It's like, no, it matters. It just means you can deduct it from your total taxable income at the end of the year. That's all a write-off is. So it's just really funny to like watch these shows like Always Sunny or Schitt's Creek do like, yeah, it's a write-off, bro. And it's like, I don't think you know what that means. Thought leadership, a corporate conversation. I have to watch that now. Bro, dude, Megan, it's hilarious. It's a great episode. Charlie, and it's just Always Sunny. Yeah, so Always Sunny did it first. I thought that was an Always Sunny episode. At least you're okay. Wait, it's Bunny, wait. Yeah, okay, luckily no more car. Wait a minute, what happened to Bunny? I had to write off my car before. But yeah, oh, a different kind of write-off. Oh yeah, that's a different kind of a write-off. The Kofi German. Good. Oh my God, Sonny Millington. What a guy. Love from the UK. Well, Sonny, much appreciated, friend. Bring it in. Come on, mate. Appreciate you a lot. Appreciate it. Thanks, Sonny. Fist bump. Thank you for the £2. Wait, £2. £2. Yeah, writing off a car. That's a bit different. I've had to write off a car too before. Yeah, so that's another thing. So if you're getting in a car accident, in your car, the cost of fixing your car is more than the value of your car. It's called totaling. So if your car is totaled, it means that the cost of fixing it is more than the value of it. And then usually the insurance company just gives you a check and you write off your car because it's no point in fixing it. It's another kind of a write-off. The U.S. men's rugby oh my God. Wait, what? U.S. men's rugby qualified for the World Championships in Australia? Ooh. That's interesting. I'll have to seriously look into getting tickets for that. I mean, that's not impossible. And Mark Kofi German, my friend. Relax. Everything's gonna be okay. Relax, Mark Kofi. Breathe. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. You got this. Hang in there. You're not paying road tax. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go visit JoJo. Just saying. Tax write-off. Go watch some rugby. Go to Australia. And the thing is, too, my wife lived in Australia for a year. She loves Australia, and one of our bucket list things to do is go to Australia together. You know, yeah. Plus, I've said this once. I'll say it again. I literally have never met an Aussie I didn't like. Like, they're just fun people. I just like the Aussies, man. I'm sure that, like all countries, excuse me, I'm sure like all countries, Australia has its twats. Everybody does. But I will say, the Aussies that I've met have been wonderful ambassadors of the great country of Australia. And I've very much enjoyed their company. That'd be a shame we had to stop off in New Zealand. That would be something else. That'd be a neat trip. There's definitely some bucket list stuff there, Megan. For Megan and I, like doing Australia and New Zealand are like way up on our, wish lists. I think Washington is amazing. I mean, fair enough. And Rugby Sevens is not coming back, until the 2026. So, well, that's next year. Definitely go that. In New South Wales. Around Byron. Wait, what is Western Australia? Oh, got it. So, Bunny, you're Australian. Figuring that out. Thank you very much. And Bunny, I think WA is Western Australia. And then NSW is New South Wales. And then, well, yeah, I'm sure there are some Bogans and some Westies who are interesting. I'm sure there's some interesting Bogans and Westies out there. But that's what I'm saying. I'm sure there are. But like I said, my experience, of Australia has been nothing but cool people. No, it's not coming to LA. They're moving it outside of. Oh. I thought that was a successful day. I mean, for those that don't know, we had a great day. Like, we were there all day. There were like 3 fields they were playing rugby on. So you could just like, what's up, Onyx? So you could just like go from, thank you, FGR. You could go from like game to game to like the big stadium, the outdoor stadium, the other outdoor stadium. And it was just like, and every rugby sevens game is 14 minutes long. Focus. Focus on me. There he goes. Every rugby sevens game is only like 14 minutes long. So you're just constantly, like 21 minutes because it's 7 minutes on, like 2 minutes off, and then like 7 minutes on. It's quick. And so I don't know. That's so weird. I wonder why. Like, did not enough people go? It looked busy. It wasn't like mobbed, but like it looked like people supported. It was. I think it might be getting prepped for the Olympics. All right, because rugby would play it at the. Where's the Dignity Health Complex? I hate these stadiums that are named after companies. Yeah, I miss the days of like. Well, catch me. I just said Wrigley Field. And Carson got it. Got it, Megan. Got it. I was just like, back when stadiums were named after things like Wrigley Field. And it's like, oh no, Jeremiah. Wrigley was a big company. They make like Wrigley's gum. And I'm sure Wrigley Stadium in Chicago is named after the company. But I was thinking like Lambeau Field, or like Yankee Stadium, or like what are some famous like stadiums that aren't named after companies? But now everything is named after a company. It's the freaking Dignity Health Complex. It's the Crypto.com arena. It was the Staples Center, which I don't know why I liked that more than Crypto.com arena. Even SoFi. And that's what's crazy too. So like SoFi Stadium, home of the Intuit, right? Intuit Dome. SoFi Stadium. I had never heard of SoFi. Okay? Like apparently SoFi is like an investing company. Okay? I had never heard of SoFi. And yet they invested like hundreds of millions of dollars to be the name SoFi Stadium. It's just wild to me how there are these companies that are worth like more money than God, and I've never heard of them. You know what I mean? Like, I love speaking of that, like I love Taylor Sheridan movie. Basically everything Taylor Sheridan does I'm a fan of. It turns out I didn't know this. Like when I first started watching Staples was kind of iconic. Now it's called the Crypto.com Arena. Boo. Crypto.com Arena. Lame name. Whatever. Staples had like some more of a ring to it. The Staples Center. I don't know. But we're watching like everything Taylor Sheridan. And it started off with Kevin Costner. What was that one? Kevin Costner. Great show. Montana. Yellowstone, thank you. Yellowstone was Taylor Sheridan, and I was like, oh. And then I found, there was some drama there, Alley Bunnies, between Kevin and some other people, and Kevin wanted, unfortunately, there was the way he died in the last season. I think they held it together. I think they held it together, but I agree, it wasn't the prettiest bow they could have wrapped up that series with. But other than that, amazing series, right? Taylor Sheridan. They made it work. It wasn't like the worst ever. It was just like, it was okay. But we missed, like, it wasn't, dude, remember House of Cards? And like, when Kevin Spacey you know, basically got Me Too'd and got canceled, and they just kicked him off the show. Like House of Cards went from being like one of the best shows on television to being unwatchable when they kicked Kevin Spacey off. It was brutal. And I was like, man, that sucks, dude. Like I don't support what Kevin did. It's creepy, but like, it's amazing how when he left the show, it just went like imploded on itself. But anyway, getting back to Taylor Sheridan. So then I watched 1883, 1923, and now we're watching Lioness. Boy, there was a point to this. I almost had my point. There was a weird thing that he said. The point that he made, that Taylor Sheridan made in Lioness. Oh, about crazy companies you've never heard of. I love that he points out, it's like there are companies that are these oil companies that you and I probably don't even know the name of it, like for real, okay? And these companies make Amazon, Apple, and Google look like paupers. And it's like, wait, what? And it's these freaking energy companies, these like weird conglomerate oil companies, and I forget like how much they're making per day, but it doesn't make sense. And it's like, it's weird to me how the Earth, our little planet, and there's this one I think this is real. Okay, I think this is actually freaking real. There's a company called Thrs, okay, which is like the name of like the 5-headed dog from Hades, okay? It's like, or 3-headed dog or whatever. And yeah, exactly, Finn. And it's funny, and it's like this company owns like everything, and it's just this weird shadow company that they're never in the news. You never hear their name said. You've never heard of Cerberus probably, but it's worth like trillions of dollars. And it's like, wait, what? What the hell? And you never hear about it. It's just like this weird, of course it's on purpose, but it's just so funny, Finn, how like there's these weird economies that mortals like you and me never see. I'm aware that they're out there. Yeah, Hades, right? Like, I'm aware that these companies exist, sort of, just because I follow people that are like into conspiracy stuff, and like, you know, like, yeah, like whatever. And the point is, it's just wild to me that these things exist, that there are these weird, massive conglomerates that control ungodly amounts of wealth and power. And it's like, what are they doing? What do they do? How do they, what do they, like, what would it be like to, like, be, like, a high person in that company? Like, it's just so weird to me. Because, yeah, there are some people that have, like, all, like, you know, like, you know, for, like, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and these guys, like, they're very, you know, public, you know. What's the guy, you know, at Apple? What's his name, you know? Steve Apple. Not Steve Jobs. The new one, the president of Apple, CEO. Anyway, Tim Cook. Yeah, you have these people, and they're kind of like they're pretty public. You know what I mean? Like they're in your face a lot. But then you have these people. Finn, in Dubai. They live in Dubai, and they have crazy stuff. Thanks, Zipside High Five. What's up, buddy? then yeah, I mean, it's money. It's weird, man. But it's at a scale that's like hard to put your finger on. Like, it's just so strange. There are these like weird companies that do that. The UK is connecting to all crazy. In the UK with only investors and unaudited micro companies. That's the thing, yeah. Unaudited micro companies, right? You're like, what the heck, man? That's so trippy. Yeah. Oh, well, I was gonna say though. So then, but then, and you know, you have all these billionaires, and you have no idea who they are. Like, yeah, there's a couple famous ones that you and we all know, right? There's a couple famous ones, but there's hundreds of billionaires that you and I never heard of. They work for companies that you and I may or may not have heard of, and it's just like there's this whole separate. It's this world outside of a world, and I know it's there. But it's like ethereally out there. You know what I mean? And it's like, and mortals like you and me are not meant to see it or touch it. It's not for us. It's not for people like you and me. It's for them. The nebulous them. Whoever them are. Exactly, DMG. Well, many people have pointed out that Elon is not the richest man on the planet. Many people speculate, I've heard this from credible sources, that there are currently trillionaires. And they're probably like oil sheiks, you know? But maybe there's a secret billionaire in the chat. Who knows, Ali Bunnies? If you are, I would love to talk to you, though. I think it's a fascinating thing. Here's the thing. I have weird minds on this. Some people are like, oh, billionaires are the worst thing ever and they shouldn't exist. I kind of get it. No, I don't kind of get it. I get it. I get that. I get the sentiment. Trust me. On the other hand, it's like, it's fascinating to be so singularly focused on something to get that rich is just weird. Like, you have to really be kind of nuts and kind of a crazy person to get to be that rich. And it's a weird game. I wonder what it's like. I don't want to play it, though. The reality is, it's like, well, yeah, would I want to be a billionaire? Yeah, of course, everybody wants to be a billionaire. But I don't know if I would want to be I don't know. I don't think I'd want to do what it takes to be one. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on DMG, I know. I feel you, buddy. Maybe a millionaire, right? Yeah, the property is spring. The property. Yeah, there you go. Leo Clark Music. I do stream here on Mondays and Thursdays. I know, DMG. But it kind of goes back to my other treatise. And I kind of stole this from somebody I follow named Sagar and Jetty. Big fan of Sagar. Crystal and Sagar. Breaking Points is like my main news. Like, if I want to watch the news, I watch Crystal and Sagar. And Sagar's an interesting guy. He's very he's a real political nerd. Like, he reads all the books on presidents, and he's just like a political nerd in the best way. And Sagar made a really good point about, like, presidents, which is like every single one, okay? You can't become a president without being a complete, basically a narcissistic sociopath. Full stop. Like, you can't become president unless you are literally a narcissistic sociopath, because that job is just so frickin' insane, and what it takes to get there. And Key and Plays, what's up for the 2 pounds, brew? 2 pounds. That's 1 pound. That's 2 pounds. Thank you, Kian. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks for the 2 pounds, bro. Too kind, man. And it's like, and I think the same thing is probably true of billionaires. It's like, you probably can't be one unless you're more or less a narcissistic sociopath, is my guess. Maybe I'm wrong. Look, I don't think I've ever met any billionaires. Well, I was near one. Apparently, hey Glenn, at the wedding I was at, somebody said that one of the gentlemen, this older gentleman at the wedding, was in fact a billionaire. I didn't talk to him. I had no reason to. He seemed nice. I don't know. He didn't come across as like an evil person at all. He seemed very normal, actually. But apparently he was a billionaire. But I don't think have I ever spoken with a billionaire? I don't know. I don't think so. No, Jack, I always stand. I've started standing when I first started doing live streams, and I've stood ever since. I think I'm one of the only live streamers I've ever seen that does ASMR standing up, or just chatting standing up, or whatever. But I don't know. I've definitely spoken though with people that are worth like 100 million or more. I've spoken with a couple people in my life that have been like, I don't know about 100 million, but like millionaires. Like these are, they've got like money, but billion is different. Yeah, that's like a different level of like insanity. And what's that example I recently told you guys about? Like, do you have standing? I do have a standing desk. I don't know, man. I don't know, DMG. DMG asks, or says, makes the statement, I think you can be a good person and be a billionaire, but you can't consider morals when making those large amounts of monies. Possibly. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I'm glad you're locking the bit of background music, Ian. That's nice. That's a good idea. It's talking. Let's take a little stretch break. So, you can join me if you like. Take the arms out. We'll stretch. Thank you, buddy. I needed this. A little stretchy poo. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if one can be a billionaire and be, like, I don't know. I assume so. That you can be a billionaire and a good person? I don't know. I don't see why not. I don't see why you couldn't. Cheers, Claptrap. Thank you for the... I don't know. Maybe. I would like to think so. But again, I'm also very well aware. I had a roommate. This kind of gets tells you the mindset. I had a roommate one time. That's the thing, Kean. Whatever you want. And he liked to gamble a little bit, much more than me. And he said, I was like, bro, what's the most you've ever won gambling? And he said, he went to Vegas one time, and he said he won like 20 grand. And I was just like, holy crap, like, you won $20,000 gambling? And he was like, yeah, bro. But he's like, but like, I would never win 20 grand gambling. Why? I'll never put that much. The only way I'm gonna make it 20 grand gambling is if I somehow turn like $10 into $20,000. Okay? There's no way I'm gonna make a bet big enough to get that kind of a return. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no world where I would just gamble like 5 grand or like 10 grand on a hand of blackjack. There's just no world where I do that. Like that. No, absolutely not. So, and he was like, exactly. He's like, you're the type of person, you know, you would never win 20 grand at a casino. And I was like, you're right. This is not my thing, you know? And in the same way, like, I'm not a person who would ever be like a billionaire. It's just not in my world of the way I see the world and interact with the world, right? This is funny to me. But yeah, I'm not the type of person that would win 20 grand in Vegas. In the same way, I'm not the kind of person, but I'm not the kind of person that would be so driven, so motivated. Yeah. Exactly, but I'm trying to get PG-ish. Like, I'm not like we're like language Nazis, but like, you know, try to keep it. I'll drop the occasional swear word, but not too much. Well, Captain Midlands, I don't know. I don't believe in the. So Captain Midlands, over on YouTube said, to be a billionaire requires you to deny money from others. You may personally be a good person, but your material reality is built off the back of a lot of other people, and you can't escape that. To which I go, maybe. Because the reality is, the world, it is not a zero-sum game. There's this famous line in Wall Street where Michael Douglas's character goes, he's talking to, you know, young Charlie Sheen, and he goes, it's a zero-sum game, kid. You either get this much or you get, you know, it's a fixed pie and you get this much and the other. And it's like, that's completely false. It is not a zero-sum game. It is not a fixed pie. Wealth generation is this weird thing that humans invented in like the 1400s with the Dutch, with credit and banking. And what they realized is that if you lend people money, and you can even lend more than you have, because most people won't default most of the time. Some people do, but most people, most of the time, don't default. And so when you borrow money and you create a company and you employ people and you're adding value to the world and the economy, you've created wealth, right? It's like, you know, before, I'll use Tesla because it's like the newest car company, Rivian, okay? Pick a new car company that's like in the last like 15, 20 years. They didn't gouge or like take out BMW, Mercedes, Toyota, Honda, right? No. They built a brand new company, right, from the bottom, and employ thousands of people. Okay, they raised tons of money, you know? They built this new product, and they're selling it. And in that, I know we're getting kind of theoretical, but like in that process, there was no fixed pie. And now, like, Tesla or Rivian gets this much, and it doesn't work like that. The whole pie just expands as we have more humans on the planet. Because like in the very, very, very recent past, Google this for me really quick. Thank you, Sonoro. What was the Earth's population when? And it's shockingly recent. When was the Earth's population 1 billion people? And it's like, it's not that long ago. So, like, we went from like 1 billion people to almost 9 billion people in a very short period of time. And if it was the case that there is only a fixed amount of wealth in the world, 1804, so 220 years ago, that's it. Okay? That's like 4 generations. Okay? 1804. Alright? The whole planet was 1 billion people. And now we have 8 billion people. If it was a fixed pie, everybody on Earth would be destitute and starving. You know what I mean? If it was fixed, and the only way to get wealth and to make wealth was to take it from somebody else. If that was the case, okay? It's not. If it was the case, what are you going to do with, since 1804, what are you going to do with the other 9 billion people on this planet since then? Well, turns out wealth is not a fixed thing. Wealth grows. It builds. And so now, Jack, there's 3,000 billionaires. And next follow-up, great question, Jack. So follow-up question, when, there you go, that's my next, 250 in the last year. So how long ago was there only like 10 billionaires? I bet it was the 1960s. Like yesterday is my point. Like yesterday. Okay? So, excluding who pay to be removed. I'm not sure what that means, DMG. I'm not sure what the golden billion theory is. Not Travis Scott. I'm not sure what the golden billion theory is. Point is that, yeah, when it comes to like billionaires or whatever, part of me is like, who needs $1 billion? It doesn't make any amount. It's like, it's so much money, it doesn't make sense. And I use this before. What's the analogy I've done before? Like, oh yeah, what is it? Like 1 million seconds? Let me ask ChatGPT. It's like, 1 million. What's a million? Let me just talk. Hang on a second. Let me just turn the volume down and talk to it. Okay. Yo, Nigel, what was that thing I said? Okay, so like, what's 1 million seconds in time versus 1 billion seconds in time versus 1 trillion seconds in time?
Absolutely. Let's put those into perspective. So 1 million seconds is roughly about 11 and a half days. If you counted up to 1 million seconds, that's where you'd end up, just under 12 days. Now, 1 billion seconds is a whole different scale. It's about 31 and a half years. So that really shows you how big that jump is, from 1 million to 1 billion. And then if you go up to 1 trillion seconds, you're talking about something around 31,700 years. So a trillion seconds takes you way back in time.
But my point is, yeah, so the scale of 1,000,000 to 1,000,000,000 to 1,000,000,000,000, it's hard to, like, you and me wrap our head around, right? Like, if you're worth $100 million, you're good. You're good. Like, you never have to work ever. It's generational wealth, right? But $100 million is nothing compared to $1 billion. It's like, again, 1,000,000 seconds, 11.5 days. 1 billion seconds. What was it? There we go. It was like 31 years, right? And then like a trillion is like 31,000 years. So again, $1 billion is such a ridiculous amount of money that I don't think, like, you and I can even fathom what it would be like to be worth $1 billion. It's like, what would that even mean? I mean, at that point where it's like, no, money doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could buy a $300 million mega yacht and have $700 million left over. And, like, what are you gonna do? Right? I don't know. Should there be billionaires? I don't know. It's a weird question. I don't know. Because the thing is, I don't believe that all billionaires are evil. I don't think so. I don't think so. Some are. But I don't think they all are. I think that it's a weird thing to say, well, you're allowed to have this much money. You're allowed to be worth $999 million, but you're not allowed to be worth $1 billion. And it's like, well, why are you allowed to be worth $100 million? Why are you allowed to be worth whatever arbitrary number you want to put your thumb on? And it's just like, I just feel like that's a really dangerous game. And I feel like that game has really dangerous second, third, fourth order consequences. That if you try to say, well, you can only do this much, and anything above that, no, you can't do it. That has real weird third and fourth order consequences, and they're not intuitive. Like, they're not, like, the consequences are not what you would expect them to be based on what you think the outcome should be. You know what I mean? Yeah. Neil, fun. You can spend Bill Gates' money on Neil. What's that? So yeah, it's weird. Exactly, Travis. I mean, it is, and it is weird because it's like, you know, what does it mean when, like, one person owns, you know, X amount of whatever? It's like, it does get weird. Yeah, I don't have the answers. I just have questions. Pivot question from Captain Midland. As someone who does Blackjack poker ASMR, what are your thoughts on the poker scene in 2006's Casino Royale? I thought that was pretty fun. First of all, I love Casino Royale. That's probably my favorite Bond movie. Just peak Daniel Craig, like, just came onto the scene. It was like, it was a great movie, man. Casino Royale is fantastic. I think the poker scene there is good. It's not blackjack, they're playing poker. Look, the reality is like, you know, in order to have, like, those really big crazy games, it requires a lot of luck on all sides, because you need multiple people to have insanely good hands, right? And in that scene, one guy has, like, a flush, one guy had a full house, one guy had 4 of a kind, and then the winner had a straight flush, right? And it's like, or something like that. And it's like, is it theoretically possible? Of course it is. Of course it is. But like the odds of that happening and like that many people having like good hands is extremely low. Other than that, though, I thought the movie overall was very fun, including that poker scene. DMG, it's a website where one shows his money on different items, like a hot dog and a yacht. After you can just fire an astronaut at the Earth. That's hilarious, DMG. Yeah, I never heard of that game, but that is funny. And well, team, well, this has been a very fun day. Lovely stream. I have to, thanks so much for the sub there, Corey. Really appreciate it, man. And it's been a fun little stream. And, yeah. Poker was more of a focal point than a side mission in Red Dead Redemption 2. I never played that game either. And, Killing Gaming, don't you worry. Hey there, Killing Gaming. You got this. It's all gonna be okay. Now, whose capable hands am I gonna leave you with is the question. Let's see, we have Winnie. Don't know who, that's a new one. Come here, you. What's Winnie ASMR? Who are you? Who are you? Oh, she's French and English. She seems sweet though. She seems nice. Let's see, Leaf, Alvina, Yarify. Yarify. What are you? Who are you? Don't know. I'm just like looking at random ASM artists. Should we do somebody random today? Should we like who should be? Thanks DMG, appreciate it, man. Who should we raid today? Should we just like hang on a second, let me browse ASMR. Are there anybody who I have not don't know, like a random person to raid? I see a lot of boobs, a lot of sponges, some ear licking, more boobs. Okay. Anime. What is the point of what is the people that watch anime? I don't understand that. Like you're watching anime ASMR. I don't know. Whatever. To each their own. Why am I yelling? Hey, boo boo. So I'm trying to find somebody to raid. Who do we want to? Sony. Well, a bit limited, isn't it? It's like, am I the only guy streaming ASMR? Me and Leaf? Are we the only dude streaming ASMR right now? Let me see, is Floral Ember up right now? Barbershop? Yes, please, Barbershop. What are you? It's like this is like literally like a live haircut. That's alright. Let's see, who else?
Oh, wait, there's a guy up there.
Boobs. That's Leaf. That's my buddy Leaf. Okay. Boobs, anime boobs, ear licking, boobs, anime boobs.
Shrimp.
Shrimp. Just shrimp aquarium. 90 viewers more than me. It's hilarious.
Shrimp.
It's shrimp. Sorry, people are going, why were you? Anyway, let's do Floral Ember. Is she live right now? I think, yeah. She's sweet. I've rated her before. Yeah, I'll give Floral Ember a rate. Why not? She's good vibes. She's good vibes. Let me say goodbye on YouTube real quick. So YouTube homies, alright, I gotta let you go. We're gonna do a raid over on Twitch. Thank you very much for hanging out with us on a Thursday, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Take care, YouTube. Bye. And then on Twitch,